With all of the video games out there and the ever-growing appeal of competitive gaming, it's no surprise that some video games tend to attract some not-so-nice people. What's up guys, my name is Bernsey, and today we're going to be counting down the top 10 picks for the most toxic video game communities. This list is going to be focusing on the games that have a reputation for being hostile or unwelcoming online, regardless of how good or bad the game itself really is. And just a disclaimer, if a game is on here, that does not mean that everyone who plays it is a toxic person, nor does it say anything about the quality of the game. It simply means that there are groups of players in the community that ruin it for the rest of us. Let's get started. We are running a $200 Amazon gift card giveaway the entire month. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed, turn on your notifications, and comment why you want to win with your Twitter handle attached. I will announce the winner at the end of the month on Twitter. Number 10. Dark Souls. If you ever hear the phrase, get good, in response to asking someone for help in a video game, you have Dark Souls to thank for that. One of the most notoriously difficult game franchises around, this leads to tons and tons of elitist attitudes and insults being thrown at newer players asking for advice. While the online community for this game isn't huge, you can see it all over the forums and in real life if you talk to a Dark Souls player and mention that you're stuck on a boss that they have already beaten. Number 9. Grand Theft Auto Online. This one kind of seems like a given since, well, it's a game about crime and being a dick to people, so naturally the people that play religiously are going to live out that fantasy. But man, people are dicks on GTA Online. Yelling at each other, screwing the team over in heists, constant cheaters, you name it, and GTA Online has it. We decided to put it down at number 9 due to the fact that it's kind of what you would expect from a game like this, but it's still pretty bad. Number 8. Destiny. This game is just strange to me. Never before have I seen a community so violently opposed to criticism of any kind. Go to any YouTube video criticizing the Destiny 2 beta, and you'll see it showered with dislikes and comments from outraged Destiny players. This leads to more and more hostility between the Destiny faithful and those who want the game to get better. But it's even stranger when I try to find legitimate criticism of the game and only find people at each other's throats for questioning the all-powerful, all-knowing Bungie. In my humble opinion, the Halo series is Bungie's masterpiece, not Destiny. Number 7. The Sonic series. With a series as long-running and ever-changing as Sonic the Hedgehog, it's no secret that the community has been split. You have those who like the 2D side-scrollers, those who like the 3D platforming like Adventure and Adventure 2, and then you have those who like the more open-ended 3D games of the modern day like Boom and Sonic 06. Yes, there are people who actually like Sonic 06. They exist. Not sure why, but they do. Each group of Sonic fans will straight up attack people who don't fit in with their group and will actively dislike and downvote any online criticism of their series or any new Sonic content that doesn't match their vision of the game. For a series like Sonic, it's hard to believe that that community is toxic, but believe me, they are. Sonic the Hedgehog was one of my very first ever video games that I ever played. It was a fun, relaxing time on the Sega Genesis. I didn't know people were fighting each other over which Sonic was best. Personally, where's Tails at? I haven't revisited this series since I was like 9 or 10 years old, so what is the Sonic community's thoughts on Tails? Number 6. Gears of War. Coming in at number 6 is the super popular third-person shooter from Epic Games and the Coalition. I'm not sure what it is about this game that brings out the worst in people, but it absolutely does. It's almost impossible to find an online lobby that doesn't have someone yelling commands at his teammates or going overboard with the post-kill disrespect, teabagging, humping the dead body, blowing up the dead body, etc. Look, it only takes a quick teabag and smack the body and move along. You don't have to go overboard with it. Some longtime fans think that this behavior comes from Gears having a much higher skill gap than the other AAA console games. I would agree with that, maybe. I'm pretty terrible at this game, which is why I don't play it. This leads to people gloating when they're good. Or perhaps it's just because assholes like this game. I don't really know. But what I do know is that Gears of War definitely doesn't have the nicest following. Number 5. Counter-Strike. One of the most popular shooters in the world, Counter-Strike, more specifically Counter-Strike Global Offensive, is known for having some of the most disgusting voice chat you will ever encounter online. People being racist just for the hell of it, people spamming music, people screaming at each other, and that's just in casual play. Once you go over to competitive modes, you better be a god at this game, or you're going to find yourself being screamed at by the veterans, or just kicked from the server entirely for not being good enough. CSGO is one of the most notoriously hostile communities ever, and it definitely earns a spot on our list. And if we go back to the original Counter-Strike, this game was riddled with cheaters as well. I got sucked into trying this game when I saw it televised on TBS. Apparently it's popular enough to be on television. So I went in, played some casual games, got yelled at quite a bit, heard some racist stuff, gave my shot at competitive because, well, that's what they were showing on TBS, and realized that I am terrible. I don't think I finished one game, and that's not because I quit, because I got kicked out for not being good enough. I've never shied away from trash talk in online games, but after playing this one, it's no surprise that it reached this high on the list. Number 4, one of my favorite series in video game history, is Halo. In recent years, we've seen the competitive Halo scene speak out against their own community more than ever. Halo had always been a little bit toxic. Hell, that's where the infamous teabagging came from. But it's only gotten worse. With the evolution of the gameplay, the community is split between those who want the series to go back to its roots and those who want the series to keep evolving. I belong to the group in the former. I'd like to see Halo go back to its roots. Halo 2 was probably the best shooter I've ever played in my life. These disagreements lead to massive disruption in the community, and leads to many people getting hostile in online lobbies. The supportive Halo community is gone, and has been replaced with cries of "get good" and "I banged your mom" from children, which is a true shame. In my humble opinion, I really honestly think that Halo could have seen the amount of success that other games have seen in the competitive arena. Nothing was more exciting than Halo 2 and Halo 3 matches of Team Deathmatch, King of the Hill, and Capture the Flag. Maybe one day they'll make their return. Speaking of games that have seen massive success in the competitive arena, coming in at number 3 for the most toxic video game communities is League of Legends. One of the most popular games in the world, this will obviously lead to a ton of young players, especially since it's free to play. Something about League of Legends leads to tons of young players to get on and scream to their mics that they beat you, or that you're a cheater. And not to mention that there's some kind of status symbol surrounding League of Legends skins for your character, leading to players thinking that if they have the cooler skins, that makes them the better player. And if you don't have the cool skins, well then you're a pleb, whatever that means. League of Legends is a fun game, but it's definitely hard to get into due to the community. Number 2, Call of Duty. This one is a no-brainer. I've been banned from this game several times. While it's not too difficult to find genuinely nice people on Call of Duty, it's a little too easy to find the exact opposite. You'll find kids screaming into their mics, old dudes being racist for no reason, people telling you to kill yourself, and then the endlessly entertaining people who threaten to hack your account, of which none ever do anything. When you have a series that's as popular and successful as Call of Duty, it's no surprise that you're going to get some less than stellar people on your servers. But the number of brats and dickheads on this game is insane. Some speculate it's because Call of Duty is a much simpler and straightforward first-person shooter than others on the market, leading to many more being drawn into it as opposed to CSGO or Rainbow Six. But whatever the reason for it is, Call of Duty easily takes our number 2 spot. And the number 1 spot of the top 10 most toxic game communities belongs to Dota 2. So for Dota, take everything we discussed in League of Legends and crank it. Many consider League of Legends to be the easier version of Dota, and for all intensive purposes, they're right. However, this leads to many Dota 2 players becoming incredibly elitist and hostile towards new players. If you're not good, you're not going to get any help from anyone. In fact, you're going to be insulted and screamed at until you leave the match. And God forbid you beat someone who thinks they're good, then the cries of cheater or tryhard come until they inevitably rage quit. Mix all of that with the fact that Dota 2 esports have some of the biggest prize pools of all time, and well, you have some really toxic players doing whatever it takes to win. That concludes our list for the top 10 most toxic gaming communities. My name is Bernsey, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you learned something today. If you want to see more videos, there is a playlist down below for your viewing pleasure. If you'd like to submit your own ideas for future videos, click the link below. My name once again is Bernsey, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.